Hello everyone and welcome to G's Money Tips. My name is Gaetan from DreamCap Investments. So, do you really need life insurance? And if you do, which type do you get? So, what you really need to understand is that there are really two types of life insurance. There's temporary coverage and there's permanent coverage. They come with different bells and whistles depending on your actual needs, but the main question to ask yourself is whether do you need something that's temporary for the next 20, 30 years, or do you need something that's more permanent? So let's start with term insurance. Some of the main reasons why you might get a term insurance policy are for income replacement. Something happens to you prematurely to make sure that you're providing a continued income for your family. Mortgage and debt payoff is another big one, and also education planning, making sure you secure a college education for your children. So these are some of the most common reasons to get term insurance. And term insurance is relatively cheap. Usually the younger you are, the least expensive it is. And again, it comes usually in terms 10, 20, or 30 years. And the shorter the term, also the less expensive it will be. Now, at the end of your term, that policy will usually expire. They will give you an option to renew, but that option usually is about 10 times what you used to pay, sometimes more, which makes it very unattractive to continue that policy. So that's why they call it a temporary policy. So when it comes to term insurance, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is only get it through work. One of the number one reasons why we pass away early is just the sickness. And what usually happens is that we get sick and then we leave work, which means we lose that policy because it's not portable. The second reason is that usually your employer will offer 1 or 2 times your salary, and that's usually not enough to provide for your family for at least 10 years. And the third reason being we change careers and we may decide to start our own business later in life. And remember, the older you are, the more expensive that policy will be. So yes, it's great to get the life insurance with your employer because usually it's free or very inexpensive, but you want to supplement it with your own policy as well. So how do you determine how much term insurance you need? Let's do a little scenario. Catherine is 30 years old. She has 2 kids. They're 3 and 5. She makes $60,000 a year. The mortgage balance is $250,000, and she wants to secure college education for her kids, which is estimated to cost $150,000. So as the rule of thumb, Catherine would need to replace income for at least 10 years. So 60,000 times 10 equals $600,000. Then she wants to make sure the mortgage is paid off. So an additional $250,000 in benefit. And also she wanted to secure college education. So we would add another $150,000 to that policy, meaning that Catherine would need a policy for $1 million. And she would want that policy to last at least 20 years. So that way the kids will be 23 and 25 by the time it expires, and they should be done with school and be independent hopefully by that time. Now let's talk about permanent life insurance coverage. You have whole life and you have universal life insurance. And the key differences are with whole life is you pay a fixed premium for the rest of your life and keep the policy in force. It doesn't expire after a certain term, like term insurance. And universal life allows for flexible premiums, meaning in periods of hardship, you may be able to pay a lesser amount and still keep the policy in force. And although this is much more complex, and we'll go over this another day, there are times where you may actually want to pay more and overfund the policy as well. Now, what makes a permanent life insurance attractive, although it is more expensive than a term, is that it has a cash value. A portion of what you pay every month is going to go to a cash bucket, and that cash earns an interest usually at the end of the year that's compounded, and that could grow significantly over the years. Now, some of the reasons why we might recommend a permanent life insurance are for the following: for estate planning or final expenses, for high income earners who have maxed their retirement contributions and are looking for ways to invest with tax benefits, and also for people looking to leave a legacy for their loved ones regardless of the age where they pass. So which one is the best one to get? So as you may realize, this is a loaded question, and it really depends, again, if you're looking for a temporary solution for the next 10, 20, 30 years, or if you're looking for a more permanent solution. So next time you go out and shop for life insurance, hopefully you'll have a better understanding. And I thank you for joining me today on G's Money Tips.